And welcome to the second episode of Bill's Biz, where we talk about the channel and we talk about my life as it relates to how it affects the channel. So, last month we finished releasing all the episodes of System Shock 1 and System Shock 2. That's about 80 videos or so. We also managed to get out a Tanks Tuesday every Tuesday and a Warship Wednesdays every Wednesday. I intend to continue doing both the Tanks Tuesday and the Warship Wednesdays. I've got a couple of War Thunder videos that I'm going to throw in on extra. I'm not sure, maybe on Thursdays I'll throw in an extra War Thunder video as I make them. I've got a couple now. I don't play enough War Thunder to do one regularly, at least one that would be interesting regularly. So we'll see how well those continue, and that'll just be an extra treat every week if I manage to make one. I'm also doing the Retro Revival, and I believe I just released the 4th Retro Revival, and I've got to record some for the upcoming weeks. They don't take too long, as I generally suck at the games and I die quickly, but I'm basically just trying to give you an idea of what the games were like. They're all 80s games, early 80s games, maybe even some late 70s games. So we'll see how that continues. And currently we are running Minecraft, which I am also very bad at, but apparently it doesn't really matter how good at Minecraft you are, since there's really no goal, just wandering around figuring stuff out. As if you watch the videos, you saw me spend 3 episodes looking for wheat, when it's something you can plant and harvest, which I've never done any kind of gardening in Minecraft before, so this was new to me. I wandered around looking for completed wheat that I could grab, and I picked up a ton of seeds, not realizing they were wheat seeds. So that's going to be fun, and the upcoming episodes are going to see me actually start a farm and get some wheat planted and some other stuff planted, and actually start building a house or a base of sorts, other than just on a little flat spot next to a river. And we're also doing XCOM, Enemy Within, which I don't remember the game being this hard, but then again, I haven't played the Enemy Within expansion pack. I'm not sure if that's changing how hard things are, or maybe I'm just not remembering it as being this hard before. So keep watching, and hopefully you enjoy that series. I expect that series only to go about 30 episodes or so, as we're doing 1 episode per mission. And I don't remember, the stock game was 30 or so missions till you completed the game, and I'm not sure if Enemy Within adds more or just ramps up the difficulty and gives you a few more options, but we'll see how that goes. I am also doing some streaming, and it's not a regular set your clock and watch the stream. I'm doing, if you've looked at my YouTube site, you've seen there's a streaming with no plan, or streaming without a plan channel, and I'm basically streaming any non-Let's Play games that I'm playing, other than tanks and warships. So if you want to jump in and say hi, jump in and ask me some questions, feel free. The times aren't set. It's just whenever I get some time to sit down and play, that's when I'll do the streaming. And the videos will go up on YouTube as well. And if you want to ask me questions in the comments, that's fine as well. I'm also starting school at the end of the month. I believe on the 21st is my first day of school. So That's not really my first day of school. I'm going back to school. This will be my last semester before I finish my associate's degree. So at the end of the year, I'll actually finish my associates in software engineering. And I'm looking forward to having that done. And we'll see if I can actually afford to go to a 4-year college after I finish this one and see where we're at. Speaking of software engineering, the programming projects that I've been working on, the block breaker, I've done some minor updates to it, cleaned up some code, really didn't change any functionality. So if you've been to my website, which is in the comment, if you look down in the links below, the links to the game or links to my blog are there, and the game's on the blog. And then I'm also working on a Galaga Galaxian clone, which I've done a little bit of artwork for in the last month, but it's really not progressing as fast as I would like. There's just not time. And then I'm also working on that last match program for basically any game that has a replay system. It'll allow you to essentially play the match, and then when you're done, tab over to the last match program and tell it what game you were playing, and it will find the last match that you played. And then if you took screenshots, you can tell it how many screenshots you took, and it will allow you to set a name, and then it'll copy all of those files, or in the case of the screenshots, it'll move them, copy the replay, and move the screenshots to another directory so you can save them later if you want to. Like what I use them for is to save my tanks and my warships replays and my screenshots. It grabs them all, puts them in a directory so I know that it was a good match or interesting match, and then I can go back to it later rather than trying to sort through. My World of Tanks folder right now has 12 or 13,000 matches in it, so it can take a lot of time if you're trying to sort through that. So that's what this program does. It just grabs the last match that you played along with any screenshots. You tell it how many screenshots you've taken for that match, and usually I take 3 or 4 at the end just to get the post-game stats, because Wargaming no longer has the post-game stats within the save file like they did Rev 6 or Rev 7. So they took that functionality out, and so now you have to grab screenshots, or you have to upload it somewhere and then grab screenshots from there, which is more work. So this program kind of eliminates that extra few steps, and I hope to have that done and publicly available this month. So it's basically a complete rewrite of the one that I'm actually using. The one I'm using is very rough. It's not very user-friendly. It's user-friendly for me because, you know, I wrote it, but I actually want to make it where, you know, I can release this to the public and people actually use it rather than yelling at me that the UI is horrible. So it's also set up now to deal with War Thunder, World of Warships, World of Warplanes, and World of Tanks, and I'll add other games as I find out that they use a replay file and they have a screenshot directory. And if you play a game that has both of those things, let me know and I'll be happy to add support for it, because it's a simple change to add support for it. And that's kind of what I'm working on. So we will see you on the next Bill's Biz, and have a great Labor Day weekend.